Imagine trying to build a machine that appeals to literally everyone on Earth, from a teenager buying their first car to a retiree who just wants to get to the grocery store. That is the impossible task Toyota took on in 1966, and they accidentally created a global empire. The lineage leading up to the 2023 Corolla is a masterclass in reading the market and relentlessly improving upon perfection. Back in the day, the first generation launched with a tiny 1,100 centimeter cubed engine. It was rear-wheel drive, incredibly lightweight, and possessed a charming simplicity that made it an instant hit. But Toyota did not just sit back and count their money. They aggressively evolved the platform. By the time the 1980s rolled around, we saw the introduction of the legendary AE86. That specific chassis, with its high-revving 4AGE twin-cam engine and perfect weight distribution, became an absolute icon in the drifting and tuning communities. It proved that a reliable commuter car could also be a phenomenal driver's car. Fast forward to the 1990s, and Toyota shifted the entire lineup to front-wheel drive. This was a massive turning point. It drastically increased interior passenger space, improved fuel efficiency, and provided significantly better traction in rain and snow. They over-engineered these vehicles to a ridiculous degree. It is completely normal to see a late 90s model still rolling down the highway today with 300,000 miles on the odometer, leaking nothing and running flawlessly. As we moved into the 2000s, the focus shifted heavily towards safety and environmental efficiency. We saw the integration of advanced crumple zones, multiple airbags, and eventually the brilliant hybrid Cinery drive system. You can look at the 2.0-liter dynamic force engine in today's model, which we talked about, and directly trace its lineage back to those early four-cylinder engines that prioritized thermal efficiency above all else. The engineers managed to squeeze 40% thermal efficiency out of a standard internal combustion engine, a number that was literally unheard of just a few decades ago. Every single iteration learned from the mistakes of the past, however few there were. The engineers meticulously reinforced weak points, optimized the aerodynamics, and refined the ride quality. When you finally sit in a 2023 model, you're not just sitting in a car. You're sitting in 5.5 decades of relentless refinement. Every piece of plastic, every weld on the chassis, and every bolt in the suspension is the result of millions of test miles. This is not an overnight success story filled with flashy marketing gimmicks. This is the definition of a slow, calculated, and incredibly precise evolution. Toyota did not reinvent the wheel here. They just spent half a century making the absolute best wheel possible. So when you hear someone call it the most boring, reliable appliance on Earth, you should actually view that as the highest possible compliment to an automotive engineering team.